Good afternoon, everyone. This is John Wenk back with you again for Winner Go Home podcast. Today, I'm looking forward to discussing New York Knicks basketball. I want to talk Carmelo. I want to pose a few questions to the audience, and I just want to talk all things Knicks. They're on a tear right now. They're winners of 12 straight. They're going for their 13th tonight against the Washington Wizards, and they're looking to lock down the Atlantic Division title. It's been a long time since they've been division champs, and they're looking to close out that number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. Carmelo Anthony, the catalyst, the scorer, the superstar. He's everything you can ask for on the offensive side of the ball. He is a pure scorer, as we all know. He is the reigning Eastern Conference Player of the Week. He has had 35-plus points in 4 straight games, and he has just been a monster. The basket must look like the Atlantic Ocean of this guy because he is knocking down shots from everywhere on the floor. He's going hard at the basket. It looks like he's 100% healthy for the first time in a while. There was that he missed a couple games before the streak. He had his knee drained, but his lift looks better. He's getting that quick first step. If you watched the game yesterday, their win against the Thunder, which was definitely, in my eyes, one of the team's signature wins of the season. Not many teams go into Oklahoma City and beat the Thunder, and the Knicks were able to hang up a huge point total and take care of the Thunder and Kevin Durant. And on a couple possessions, he definitely took Durant to the hole, which is awesome to see. Getting that explosiveness down, taking the ball to the hole. And Melo has really been getting a lot of favorable matchups. It seems like teams have been shying away from the double team on Anthony because the Knicks have proved to be a potent three-point shooting team outside of besides Anthony. So he's been matched up with some power forwards, and it's been creating matchup nightmares for the opposition. And that's one key to his recent success. He's also been a lot more aggressive around the basket. The Knicks are a little banged up right now. Tyson Chandler isn't 100%. Kenyon Martin has been out of the lineup. He's day-to-day with a sore knee. And Carmelo has actually had double-digit rebounding games as of late, which is huge for the Knicks because of these guys that they're missing. Their presence underneath the basket hasn't really been there, and Melo has definitely stepped up. From a team standpoint, the Knicks are playing pretty solid defense right now. They're 4th best in opponents' points allowed per game at 92.3, and they've been getting extra stops, and they've been pushing the ball, and Melo has been thriving in the transition defense and leading to fast breaks, layups for Melo, 3-pointers as he's trailing the defense or trailing the transition defense when they take over the ball. He's been thriving in the faster paced game. And the Knicks, they've been getting creative with screens, and it's been creating a lot of great opportunities. And there's no one they'd rather have the ball. There's no one the Knicks would rather have getting open looks than Carmelo Anthony. So that's been huge for him and for the team and the run that they've been on lately. One question I want to pose to everyone is, who does everyone think Melo's Robin is? Melo is obviously Batman. He's the star of the show, but who's that guy who provides the ideal complement? In my mind, it's definitely been J.R. Smith, who has kind of been piggybacking Carmelo's scoring, and he's adding that compliment. And everyone likes to throw around the term X Factor, and personally, I think that's the perfect way to describe J.R. Smith. In my mind, he's the 6th man of the year. He's a weapon off the bench, and between him and Melo, they're definitely up there. When you think of deadly scoring tandems in the league, J.R. Smith and Carmelo Anthony are right up there with the best of them. J.R. Smith is just so dynamic. He does so many things. He's inconsistent at times. We all know that. He can be erratic when he's chucking up shots, but during this 12-game win streak, we've seen him going hard to the basket more often, drawing fouls, getting to the charity stripe, and just being a little more mindful of his strengths on the offensive end and being that spark off the bench that he's been all season long. And with the absence of Amari Stoudemire, this has definitely been huge. He's had multiple 30-point games. J.R. Smith has, and he's been a nightmare for the opposition. A lot of teams don't really have an answer for J.R. Smith off the bench. When he's shooting well, forget about it. Yesterday against the Thunder, he had some really important key shots down the stretch that put the Thunder away. I was watching the game at the Yard House in Yonkers. Great place to watch games, great beer selection, good food, and the place was erupting. J.R. Smith had 2 key threes that I remember down the stretch, and everyone giving each other high fives. It was just it was a great atmosphere to be watching the game. And J.R. Smith, he is a go-to guy for the Knicks, as we all know. One other question I want to pose to everyone is, obviously this stretch has been awesome. A lot of people might be a little wary and pessimistic that the Knicks might be peaking too early. That's up for debate. I really don't know what to make of that. All I know is if you win 12 games, you're doing something right. No matter what time of the year it is, you got to feel good about it. But this recent string of success and the fact that the Knicks are more than likely going to be the number 2 seed and the main challengers to the defending champion Miami Heat, does this success that the Knicks have had recently, is this raising the bar for fans' expectations in the playoffs? Is this, in the beginning of the season, a lot of people were saying, as long as the Knicks win a playoff round, we'll be happy, because they haven't done that the last 2 seasons. They've been bounced in the first round each of the last 2 seasons. And recently you hear more people say it's Eastern Conference Championship against the Heat or bust. So I just want to get an idea of what people think about that. Would you be happy with 1 playoff series victory? Would you be happy with 2 playoff series victory? Do you want to see them upset the Heat? How does this 12-game streak affect your expectations for the Knicks? Personally, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I don't want to overlook the Celtics, possibly the Pacers or the Bulls in the second round, but I feel like this is a team that's capable of going to the Eastern Conference Finals. And to be honest, giving the Heat a scare, if I was a betting man, I would not put my money on the Knicks to beat the Heat, but I don't see why they can't win 2 games in a 7-game series against the Heat. With the way Carmelo's playing, with the production off the bench from J.R. Smith, from the team play, you're getting contributions from different players in different ways, and I think if they can get Chandler healthy, if they can get Kenyon Martin back on the floor, Kenyon Martin was definitely has definitely been a key to the 12-game streak, but he's day to day, as I mentioned before. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what Amari Stoudemire can bring to the table if he comes back, if and when he comes back, because a lot of people are not optimistic about him being a positive contribution for this Knicks team, but we'll see. Personally, I was pessimistic about him coming back when he did earlier in the season, but his defense is never going to be there. He's never going to play defense the way you want to, but he's another scorer off the bench, so we'll see. We'll see what Amari brings, but just a couple questions to ponder. Who's the Robin to Carmelo's Batman, and what's everyone's expectations for the Knicks, and how has this streak affected your expectations? The Knicks are peaking right now. It's an exciting time to be a Knicks fan. There really hasn't been a buzz around this team for quite some time. So let's see what this team could do. Let's see what kind of noise they can make. All right, so until next time, let's go Knicks. Hopefully they can lock down number 13 tonight, and we'll see where it goes. Take care, everyone.